Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Shivani, is there anybody to join or can we start?
You can start now, ma'am.
I can start. Okay. Am I audible? Can you once check, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, welcome to the talk. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. So, we are going to speak on the topic art and science of classical breath and the neurophysiological effects. And here we are going to see how the pranayama, where this ancient wisdom meets the modern science. Okay. Before starting, let us do one small thing. Okay, I'll start the stopwatch. Any issue?
You can
Can I
start, ma'am.
continue? Yeah. Okay, fine. So I'll start the stopwatch. Everybody, please take your seats and I'll count for 1 minute just to breathe. Okay. And how many times you are able to breathe, just you note it down and later on I'll talk about it. I'm starting the stopwatch. Just count how many number of times you are breathing. Okay. Once again, I'm repeating. Just count how many times you are breathing, like your respiration rate. Okay. I'll say start, then you start counting. Okay. Please start.
You can start, ma'am.
No, no, I already told them they're doing it. Oh, are you doing it? Please let me know. Did you understand my point? What I asked you to do? No? Amrit, can you please pass on the mic? Please, can anybody tell, like what I told, did you understand? you are not audible. You are not clear. Okay, please let us do one thing. Please stop here. Can you please adjust in the chairs? Can you come front? If you don't mind, please. Sit at one side, no, please. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let me tell you again. Please count your breaths. How many times you are breathing? I will tell you when to start and I'll ask you when to stop. Meanwhile, you just count your respiration. How many times you are breathing in, how many times you are breathing out. One inspiration and one expiration. Like once you inhale and once you exhale is called as one round. Okay. Let me know how many times you are breathing. Okay. Let us start. 1 second, I'll ask you to start. Yeah, please start. 30 more counts. Continue. Last 10 more. Okay, now you can relax. Just remember the number of counts that you have now noted it down. Okay, you let me know at the end. Don't forget, please, if you want to note it down. It is very, very, very important. And what I'm going to speak about now is very important. Okay, fine. Tell me how many of you are doing pranayama? Everyone, just raise your hands. No need to speak, just raise your hands. How many of you are doing pranayama? No one? Only one? Only one? Two? Three? Okay, fine. Now, tell me what is pranayama? Please, can you pass on the mic quickly?
Intake of prana into the body and making it travel to all parts of the body through the nadis.
Who is speaking? Actually, I can't see. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay, so pranayama is a breathing exercise, supposed to help the body in like less stress, things like that.
Okay, fine. Good, good. Please, can you repeat again what you have answered before? I could not hear you clearly. Can you please repeat again? Not you, the previous
Yeah,
one who spoke.
So pranayama is breathing exercise, which
No,
helps the
yours
body
I
in
got.
terms
No,
of
what you answered, I got it. I'm telling to the previous one, previous man who spoke. Can you please pass on to the mic? Yeah, please. Can you tell me what you have?
It is intake of prana into the body and making it travel through all the nadis
Okay,
to
good.
all parts of the body.
Okay, then what is prana?
Prana is for life, for a lack of a better word, I call it lifetrons, like
Okay.
electrons, protons. This is lifetrons that I take in from the universe and that nourishes my body at a subtle level.
Okay, Fine. So, does stones or non-living things have prana in it?
Sorry,
The stones,
please repeat.
stones, yeah. Stones or table or the chair, the mobile, does it have prana in it?
That's a difficult question. I think they can be infused with prana, but
Okay.
I don't know if they actively breathe in and breathe out prana.
Okay, but you say
Yes.
that there is, to some extent, there is prana in it. This is what you want to answer, right?
Yeah, so like my grandfather used to say, like when the yogis have the yoga danda, they
Mm-hmm.
infuse it with their own prana that
Okay.
makes them behave as if they are alive. But
Okay.
this is what my grandfather taught me, so I haven't experienced it. I don't know. But I
Okay.
can experience the pranic flow in the body and in my
Okay.
nadis, so I can tell that that is true.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Still, anybody else want to answer?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, you're audible.
This is Chandani. Yeah, hi. The pranayama, what I think was like it's like inhaling deeply and with the consciousness, like breathing consciously,
Mm-hmm.
and meditation, like it kind of a meditation, like.
Okay. Wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. Okay. Still, anybody else want to answer?
Yeah, the inanimate things, they have also prana in them. And
Okay.
secondly, prana is again, it is a field in which we are all inside it. And
Mm-hmm.
that is what is providing us the energy. It is not exactly energy, but it is more than energy, but it gives us the energy to work, do the action, and it keeps
Okay.
us alive. The koshas, the cells in our body, they are alive because of this functioning of
Okay.
prana.
Fine. Still, anybody else want to answer? Then let us go into the topic. Okay. Fine. So, see, as many of you answered correctly, prana, exactly, see, pranasya ayamaha pranayama. Okay. So, what is prana is the vital force. I can't even say, actually, to say, once here I want to tell you, she answered very wonderfully here. When you translate from Sanskrit into English or any language, it is difficult to get the exact particular word. Okay, so it is very difficult to say what exactly the prana is. The prana is the vital life force without which we cannot be alive. See, now I can say that my name is Tejasvi and the other person is something, something, etc. We are having name Ram, Sita, etc. But once I'm died, like I'm no more, do they call me Tejasvi? Do they say that, okay, Tejasvi is dead, where is Tejasvi? Do they call like that? Or do they say that, when is the cremation, when you are taking your body? Do they call, where is the body? Right? They don't call, where is Tejasvi? Because there is no prana in me, they just say that, where is Tejasvi? They don't say where is, just say, right? Whenever you call it, you say, where is the body, where it is, when it is going for cremation. Then what about my identity? It's gone. It means once the prana is gone from body, right? Will you agree with me? Right? Okay, fine. So it means if there is a prana, we are alive. If there is no prana, it means it is death, right? So now, if you see the word prana and ayama, what exactly, now you understood prana, but what is ayama? Many people say that prana is like increasing all these things, right? Like elongation, right? They say that elongation if you see the translation. But what exactly the ayama means? Because pranaha, ayamaha, pranayama, right? What is ayama then? The exact word
And
is, it is, yeah, please tell me.
it is the dimension.
Dimension. Yeah, okay, fine. Can you explain?
Okay, dimension is another field in which we have this life force which is penetrating us, and we are also exchanging it. So that is how it is working.
Okay. So what exactly, can you repeat again? Like, it is dimension, I got it. But
It,
how it is, yeah.
it is a dimension which has condensed and solidified, and it has become a physical body. So we are made up of that dimension, which is subtle, invisible, but when it has condensed itself, it has got a form. So this form which we are seeing, it is the solid aspect of that bioenergy, which we
Okay.
are vital or prana or whatever.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So now ayama means you are enhancing the prana. Why do we do pranayama? What is the need of doing pranayama? The main thing is the enhancement of prana. Everybody is having prana in it. And in universe, as you answered, we are having abundance of prana, right? There is no limit of prana. We are having so much of prana. But how do you enhance in you? The enhancement, it's not even elongation, it's enhancement. Okay, got it? Fine. So now the pranayama, what is the need? Okay, among you all, how many of you thought about breath? Today or any day? Do you think about the breathing? Have you been thinking about breathing today or any day? You generally think about breathing? Just raise your hands. Do you think about your breathing or do you focus on your breath? Okay. As you are yoga practitioner from many years, you'll be focusing on the breathing, like you'll think of breathing. Still anybody else who think about the breathing or you focus on your breath? Okay, fine. So generally, what the pranayama is nothing but the focused, as one of you answered, I'm very glad, conscious breathing. See, people call it breathing exercise, like it is a kind of this, but it is beyond that. Okay, it means completely what the pranayama means. It is enhancement of the prana inside you. How do you do that? When you breathe, do you think that you are breathing? How many of you think that you are breathing? This one, the breathing which you are doing, do you think you are breathing? Yet you are breathing or no? You are breathing. Okay. So others you are not breathing. Then how you are alive? Okay. So as you are, one of you only answered, breathing means what? Consciously taking in the breath, right? The inhalation and exhalation should be conscious. But are we doing that? Are we conscious of our breath? No. No, very rare, very rare. Only when your brain send a signal, then you do like, that's it. Or else you're not conscious about your breathing. None of us. Only the people who are having asthma or any health issues are the people who are very good practitioners. Only those people will be focusing on the breathing, right? Because the practitioners will focus on breath. Others who are, as they are having difficulty in breathing, they'll think about the breathing, right? Okay. So, are we breathing for the survival or are we breathing for living? This makes a much difference. Every one of us breathes for survival. How many of us breathe for living? As you answered, it is for consciousness, conscious breathing. How many of us do? It means we are breathing for survival, not for living. Now you will ask me how it is different. Now what I'm going to explain you is very, very important topic. I'll tell you. See, I don't go in depth, but I'll make you understand in easy language. You know brainstem, right? You know brainstem. What you're having medulla, pons, right? Midbrain. 3 parts you're having in your brainstem. Okay. So now what is the function of this brainstem? Okay, I'll ask you to inhale. You are inhaling the breath. After some time, what will you do? How much time you will be able to hold? To some extent. After that, what will you do? You just want to exhale. Who told you to exhale? How did you exhale? Okay, you exhaled, fine. Again, you want to inhale. Who are telling you to inhale? From where you are getting that signal? That signals you are not doing it. Where you are getting this involuntary direct signals. You are getting it from your brain stem. Medulla and the pons are responsible for the signals for your respiration. Okay. Now, even though you see, if as every one of you noted, how many times you were breathing per minute? Who came joined lately? Let us do it once again at the end. So, when you are breathing, if you are not having this brainstem, okay, Then each time if you want to breathe, you have to tell your mind, breathe, breathe. If you are breathing for 10 to 15 times a minute, you have to tell 10 times. Okay, now take breathe, now breathe, now exhale, now inhale. This one you have to tell, but you need not tell. It is happening involuntarily, right? So who is doing that? Your brain stem is sending the signal, so this breathing is happening, right? But it is autopilot, right? It is like an autopilot. You need not do anything, just it is breathing. That's why we are like this. You are being controlled by your mind. You are not controlling your mind. That's why we get health issues. That's why we cannot, all these issues, because we are being controlled by our mind. But what we have to do? We should control our mind. Right? Okay. Now you observe what it happened. Brain stem is sending you the signals. It is working like autopilot. But what is yoga? It is balance in everything. What yoga is nothing but balance. In any literature, if you take end of the time, it says it is balance, right? So now what you have to do? You have to shift your consciousness from your brain stem to prefrontal cortex, which is front lobe of your brain. Okay? You know, functions of your front lobe of the brain, what it is? Cognitive thinking. To make any necessary decisions. If you have any big problem, how do you solve? Your frontal lobe works. You solve the problem. So now in yogic breathing, if you want to take the conscious breath, very wonderful word. From all these days, from many years, I am going for the lectures, but nobody answered this conscious breath. I really appreciate you. So conscious breathing. How do you do that? Conscious breathing. You have to do it like your prefrontal cortex should start functioning. So what? From involuntary automatic respiration from your brainstem, you are changing from your medulla pons to your prefrontal cortex. I am repeating because this works main. The cognitive functions all will be carried out by your frontal lobe. Okay, that's how you have to change. Now you tell me, inhale and exhale. You do this, and first let me tell you one thing. Then you will understand very beautifully this. Let me explain you this slide. Then let us go to the other slides. I just skipped the slides because many of you answered very well. That's why I came to this slide directly. Once I explain you this, then we'll go back again. So, how many already you have counted, right? Can you please quickly, 2 to 3 members, tell me how many times did you breathe per minute? Can you quickly tell? Please pass on the mic. Just tell me how many number of times you were breathing.
23.
Okay.
7.
And still, who is that 7? Can you please,
15.
like I can't see.
5.
5. Very good, very good. And still anybody else?
7.
10.
Good. Still anybody else?
For me, it was 7.
7. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Everybody are done? What happened? Anybody are going to answer or? Okay.
It's 10.
What is 10? Okay. So you all are very good practitioners then. Okay, fine. Let me explain this. And the people whoever told like 7, 5, I really appreciate you all. Try to continue the same way. Let us look into this once, this slide. Generally, when you breathe, you know the lungs get 6 liters, which is 6,000 milliliters, right? So now, whenever you breathe, you're doing this breathing. Okay, generally, if you are doing like deep breath, whatever you have done deep breath, it is like 1,000 milliliters you will be taking the breathing. Okay, but generally, how do we do shallow breath? Now, as I asked you twice, many of you became aware and you might be breathing slow. But do you really breathe 7 times, 5 times a whole day? If really you are breathing in such a way, then you are really wonderful, wonderful. But I asked you twice, so you became conscious and you were breathing slowly. Maybe I may be wrong also, right? But generally, how do we breathe? We breathe shallow. This is how we breathe, no? So what it happens, the normal breathing, here I have mentioned it 500, but generally we don't even take 500. We just do superficial, hello, like this. So it may be mostly 200 to 300, that's it. But here when you're doing deep breathing, you're taking 1000, right? So how many of you can relate here? Few people said 5, few people told 6, 7, 10, 12. So this is number of times you are breathing. Here I have mentioned normally 12, but shallow breaths will generally do 30. But in yogic breathing, as 2 to 3 members have answered 5, 6, 7, right? So here I have taken it approximately as 6. So now you just see the ventilation will be the same. The capacity of the lung will be the same, 6,000 milliliters. Here, now you observe, you count yourselves like 12 into take 500 or 200, whichever is fine. Okay, anyway, you did it consciously, so take it 300. And number of times you were breathing, 10 times, 12 times, whatever it is, you multiply with volume. How much? Like 300 you take it. Okay, now dead space. What is this dead space? Dead space is common for everyone. Dead space means even though you are taking 1000 milliliters or 200 milliliters or 500 milliliters, whatever you are taking, okay? But during the process, how the breath, when you take it, how it reaches alveoli, it has to pass through trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, then alveoli, right? During this process of passing the air, there will be no exchange of gases, but still there will be the wastage, which is called as dead space. I'm explaining you in the easier way. Again, if I speak, there is alveolar dead space. There is, again, if I go into the depth, but to make you understand easy way, I'm telling you this dead space. So each time, no matter how much you take 300, but 150 will be wasted. So just imagine if you are taking 300, 150 is gone each time. Okay. So example, few people have taken 12 times. Somebody answered 11, 13, 15, 23, 7. Just imagine 12. Example, I'm taking it here 12. So 12 into 150 because each time 150 is being wasted. Okay. So 12 into 150, 1800 milliliters is wasted. Among how much you have taken, out of that, 1800 is gone. Right? Okay. People who told 23 is almost, I don't say completely, but almost closer to the shallow breath. So if you say 23 into 150, you multiply it. I have taken randomly. So 30 I have taken. So 30 into 150 is 4,500. I have taken 12 normal breathing. 150 is 1800. Here, a few of you answered 5, 7, 6. So for them, 6 into 150 is 900. So total 900 is being wasted. Okay. So total how much it is? Out of, see, even though you take 6 breaths, 30 breaths, 12 breaths, 500 into 12 is 6,000. So here ventilation is the same. The lungs capacity is same, 6,000 milliliters or 6 liters. So here out of this 1800, example, let us take only normal breathing. Okay. So out of 6,000, 1800 is wasted because you are taking 12 times, 12 into 150, 1800 is gone. So how much? 4,200 you are getting per minute, right? Shallow breaths. 30 you are taking, 30 into 150, 4,500. Out of 6,000, 4,500 is wasted. You are taking only 1,500. Okay, but when you come to the yogic deep breathing, if you do 5, 6, 7, the wastage, 6 into 150, 900. Out of 6,900 is gone. It is 5,100. Okay, so this is what you are taking it. Now tell me, how many of you, if I give you 10% salary, you are working in an office, like every one of you might be working or whatever your business, anything. If you get 10% profit in your business, or if your employer give you 10% salary, will you work? Yes or no? You raise the hands or nod your head. Will you work for 10% salary? Will you get satisfied for 10%? Yes? No, right? So then why your lungs should get satisfied with the breath that you are taking? Right? 10%. That's it. See, I'm not telling you. See, if you answered me, see, many of you answered 12, 11, 10. You answer to yourself. You introspect yourself. Really, you are breathing that much. You don't answer me. Okay? I want you to understand how important the breath is. So after this seminar, my main motive is at least once a day you should focus on your breath is my main motive. Because even once in a year, we don't focus on the breath. Do you really feel like how you are breathing? No. Okay. So here, you just imagine you're having lung capacity 6,000 milliliters. You are giving only 1500, hardly 2000. How many years? It's not months or hours. Per minute, you are giving this much. For 1 month, 1 year, like if you are 30 years, 40 years old, just imagine. For 10% of salary, you don't work. How many months you will work for 10% of salary? 10% of salary? 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months in the right. After that, you don't like to work, or at least you will just skip the work. Then why lungs should work? Because you just taken the granted. You are taking granted of the lungs. Okay, let it breathe. Okay, that's why we are getting all the health issues, right? Okay, now did you understand when you're breathing again? Again, here you have to understand the lungs, anatomy of your lungs. Few people will answer me, right lung, left lung, right? 3 lobes and 2 lobes. People think this lung is taking more oxygen, this lung is less. No, the segments will be the same. Each side you'll have the same. So here, when you're breathing, you should take deep breath. Okay, it's not that superficial. Already this much amount of milliliters of breath is already being wasted. Among that wastage, again you are taking less breath. Means how will it work? Because it is nothing but nutrition, right? See, a small example I'll tell you. There is some plant outside. If the tree or the plant is going to dry, it is going to die. What will you say? Please water that plant. Why you want to water that plant? It will be alive because you are giving life through the water form, right? Here the same way, you are not breathing. How you are not giving enough amount of oxygen to any of the cell. How does it work? It will work to some extent, but after that, and as I asked you in the beginning, once again, I want to ask the same question as few people join later. Does stone have prana in it? Yes or no? If yes, please raise the hand and pass on the mic. Does stones or anything like mobile, table, chair, phone, anything, does it have prana in it? Anybody want to answer? Please pass on the mic. No? Nobody want to answer?
I think it's no. Doesn't have any
No?
prana.
Okay, fine. Still anybody else want to answer? Anybody? No?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. Okay, fine. So, you know what? Everything according to the literature, as one of you have answered, see, I'm also wearing the stone. If there is no prana in it, why should I wear a stone? How does it help? The one which is not having any prana in it, why should I wear it? How does it helps to me? Many people, they keep wearing these stones and all those things. Why? If there is no prana, it is just a stone. Then how does it be beneficial? In what way it add on to us? So everything is having prana in it, but to a very subtle level, not very high, and it cannot be enhanced or increased. Human beings are having very, very, very good choice that we have our own choice to enhance our prana where no other living beings, nothing except human beings, no other things can enhance their prana. We can enhance our prana. Can any other being enhance their prana? No, we are having that wonderful opportunity, but we are not aware of that. Many people, if I ask what is yoga, people say awareness of body, awareness of mind, awareness of emotions, and awareness. But what I say is first, you are unaware of what is aware. Because the main is breath. You are unaware of your breath because that is main thing for everything. See, if you say asanas, people say exercise or this, that, but it is beyond something. It is very big concept. Same way if you speak about prana also, it is very big thing beyond that. Okay. So now, did you understand? Whenever you are breathing, you have to take deep breathing again. Then only it is called as a breath. Whatever you are breathing, this is just for survival. You are breathing, but survival, not living. Okay, fine. Any questions? Any questions? I'm going to the next part. Any questions still here? Okay. So here, let us see. See, why am I explaining you this is, there are different pranayamas. Anuloma, Viloma, Nadishodhana, Shitali, Shitkari, Basika, Brahmari. If I say there are We know only few, but different traditions started different pranayamas also. But before going into pranayama, first of all, you should know what is breath, how to breathe. Without knowing how to breathe, that is just called as the movement of your hands and your nose. That's it. How do you call it as breathing or pranayama? Just you first understand how to breathe. I can tell you, many of the people doesn't know that, how to breathe. Even the many places you go, they say that okay, do anuloma viloma. First of all, without knowing how to breathe, what is the need of doing anuloma viloma or anything? Right? You should know how to breathe first. Okay, here now I am explaining you how you have to breathe. Now we got what is prana, what is ayama, right? Prana is life force. You have to enhance the prana. This is the pranayama. But then how to breathe? How? I told yogic deep breathing. Okay, fine. Then how to do that? How do you do that? How do you take the deep breath? How do you do it? Right? Did you understand what I'm asking? How do you take the deep breath? Is this called as deep breath? No, right? This, if I'm doing this, no, right? This is not called as deep breath. Why? Because I'm taking full of my lungs. Then why is it not called as deep breath? Did you get my point? You are doing that. Then why it is not called as deep breath? See, always remember. So, yeah, please tell me.
One has to exhale completely.
Good.
Then only it will be deep breathing.
Good. See, this is very good point. People directly start inhaling. If I am in many classes, teacher tell the instruction start anuloma viloma. Just immediately they're like, just like a machine, they'll keep the hands. Okay, start doing it. Fine. How? You do it 1,000 times. You do it 10 years, 20 years. Till the end of your life. I am telling you, not 1% you get the benefit of breathing. So pranayama, it is not called as first of all breathing also, not even the breath also. Okay? See, without emptying a jar, how can you fill it first of all? Right? So first you breathe out and then you breathe in. Start. Just exhale and then you start. Okay, now what is the mechanism of breathing? Before going to how to breathe, right? How to breathe. Like I told, okay, you have to breathe like this, but how to breathe? So before going into how to breathe, let us see what happens inside us. Quickly, I'll finish it off. You're having diaphragm, right? If you don't understand, note down it. I'll answer you at the end. You are having diaphragm which separates your abdominal cavity and the thoracic cavity, right? So first, your diaphragm moves down so that your lungs expands. Then you air enter into the lungs. Okay, it's not that you are breathing so the lungs is expanding. That is misconception. No, first your diaphragm moves down, then your lower lobe of the lung come down, chest expand, the intercostal muscles expand, then you'll be able to breathe. Okay, and one more thing also, very beautifully explained. See, you know, right, from higher atmospheric pressure to lower, it moves automatically. So outside atmospheric pressure will be more. Here it is completely inside, it is hollow. So first you exhale completely, diaphragm goes down, your lungs expands, then you take breathing. Fine. Then you inhale, exhalation. Every one of us is doing active inhalation, but what about exhalation? See, I'm taking a balloon, I'm blowing, I'm active, I'm exhaling. Just just leave the balloon, the whole air will come out. I'm just stretching the rubber band. Inhalation, you leave it, immediately it will come back. So passive exhalation is happening, active inhalation is happening. But in yoga, you have to make active exhalation also. And in fact, if I want to stress on this point, exhalation should be double than your inhalation, because which is to get inhalation. Okay, so now your chest is going, your diaphragm is going down, you breathe it. Okay, so now how many of you agree that even backside of the lungs also breathe? You know, lung is not that something I'm placing. See, I'm taking a mobile and I'm placing some picture here. It is not like that. No, there is nothing backside. It is not like that, right? So your lungs is three-dimensional. You can, you have to do it. You place your palms on back of your spine, like backside, and you try to breathe, you'll feel it. When you do the deep breathing, you can feel it. You can feel even the back lobes of your, like backside of the lung also is breathing. So your whole lung should breathe. It's not like superficial breathing. Now, how do you do? Like, how many parts of breathing? Inhale, hold, exhale, and then also hold, like Bahya Kumbhaka or Shunyaka, right? You are inhaling, holding, like parts of the breathing. How these all includes in part of breathing. Again, if I am thinking somewhere, I'm sitting here, I'm doing pranayama, I'm thinking somewhere and I'm doing, that is also not called as breathing. You have to breathe consciously with inhalation, holding also, exhalation, everything should be conscious. Okay? Okay. This one, I think many of you know this. Why? See, before like 7-8 years ago, when I was explaining this, I don't have any scientific evidence. But I'm so glad to explain you that many universities, even in US also, they had done research on this particular thing, and scientifically also now it is proven. Before I used to explain this, but I used to say that I don't know, this is only spiritual benefit. But I can say with confidence now that this is scientifically proven now. Dog breathes for 30 to 34 minutes and lifespan is 12 to 15 years. Horse 26, 20 years. Human 12 to 18 will live for 80 to 100. Snake 8 to 10. Tortoise breathe only 4 to 6 minutes and they live for 300 to 500 years. It means slower your breath. Then automatically when you're slower, see, leave about this. Easily you understand. When you're slowing your breath, less wastage, more amount of oxygen or the breath you are getting inside. So your no function, there is no dysfunction of any system. Last time when I was asking if there is no prana, what happens? One of you answered wonderfully saying that the systems, digestive system or few systems stop working. Very good. Yeah, because same thing, when there is no prana, slowly the system stop working. The functional activity stops. Okay? Okay. Now let us see how the importance of pranayama is given in books. Chale vate chale chittam nischalam nischale bhavet. Very wonderfully explained. You, as I told you before, you should control your mind. You should not be controlled by your mind. See, you feel like tomorrow I'll wake up at 4 o'clock. You'll put an alarm, you will sleep. But morning when you want to wake up, your phone starts ringing, you'll just put it in silent because your mind is saying sleep for 10 minutes. Because you are not a desire, you're like your mind is controlling you. But if you are being controlled by your mind, you'll immediately get up. You just know I want to wake up. So you should become in that way. Okay. As mind is master of all senses, once you get control over your breath, you can control your mind. Here, I always tell, and this one is very, very, very important for anybody, even the yoga instructors or the yoga teachers also. Pranayamena yuktena sarva roga kshayo bhavet. When you do pranayama in a proper way, all the health issues will be eradicated. But ayukta abhyasena sarva roga samudgamaha. It means you are doing wrong practices, you generate your diseases, like you are calling all the diseases to approach you. Always this is very important. And many people say we are doing from 10 years, no benefits, we are not seeing anything. Yeah, you are doing wrong practice. This is very, very important shloka. Okay? Okay, fine. If you see Sage Maharshi Patanjali also, what did he say? Why do we do pranayama? Tatah kshiyate prakashavarna means it removes all the ignorance. Okay? Even one more shloka, sutra also it is there. Yoganga anusthanat. Fine. Many of you know this. Why do we do? First of all, 8 limbs, Ashtanga Yoga. What is the main significance of Ashtanga Yoga? Tatah kshiyate Viveka Kyati. Jnana Deepti Viveka Kyati means what? To get the enlightenment of your own self. Okay? And to have the discriminative knowledge. Here, see, pranayama is the basic step. Many people say, I'm doing meditation. I say no. Even the big gurus also will not be able to do meditation. You know? Because it is not so easy. Whatever we are doing is dharana, not meditation. It is just concentration. To reach to the stage of meditation is very difficult. Nowadays, everywhere you see meditation center, meditation center, meditation centers. No, they are not meditation centers. Meditation is which is very beyond of all these things. We are just concentrating. For that concentration also, you should do proper pranayama. Because see, next one, dharanasu cha yogyata manasaha means To get the ability to do dharana only, first you have to get master over the pranayama. How many of us do? We just start. Anuloma Viloma, okay, pranayama. Anuloma Viloma, place this heart, just breathe. No, that is not the way. Okay. First, then going into the pranayama, what are the prerequisites for practicing pranayama? Okay. See, this one, first you have to take, this is everything what I am teaching is from the classical books of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Garanda Samhita and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. If you want further, as we are having less time, I'm not going in depth of each thing. If we speak on in depth of each thing, it is really very vast subject and wonderful. What I say is more than asanas, pranayama is very important. And I'll quote you an example about this. If I forget, please do remember. Very wonderful, like how pranayama will be helpful in dealing with kidney failure, lung damage, anything. Can really get normalized by using pranayama. Okay, I'll explain you this at the end. Now, what is the main thing? What are the prerequisites that you have to start? Select the place and time. People say, okay, can I eat and do pranayama? How? When you eat, how can you take deep breath? Your diaphragm can't move down. Your abdomen is full. Where is the space for your diaphragm to go down so that you can breathe? Got my point? So do it before eating, not after eating. How many times pranayama can be practiced? Common question. How many times it can be practiced? Here, before I used to say 4 times a day and morning, afternoon, evening and night. Pratah, Madhya, Sayam and Ratri. Now I am not telling that. You know why? Many people, many clients, they say that, ma'am, morning I went to, my friends came, so I need to go out. Afternoon we had lunch. Evening we need to go out for dinner. Our family relatives came. So these started excuses. At least do it. But remember, do it before eating. Okay? Now, let us come into the pranayamas. I'll quickly finish off in 10 to 15 minutes. Especially what I'm teaching now is all the classical breaths, classical pranayama mentioned in our ancient literature. Okay? Fine. Now, my main thing to explain you this is, you will learn here something. You will go to other tradition. They'll teach you something else. Many people will be confused of which technique to follow. Right? Many people will be confused. Okay, today you will learn something here. You'll go somewhere. Again, they'll teach new technique. You'll be confused. Okay, should I follow this technique or should I follow that technique? Once you understand what is the exact technique and what are the modifications done by each tradition, you will understand which to pick up. Fine? Now, Anuloma, Viloma, and Nadishodhana are not the pranayamas. They are pre-practices of the pranayamas. They're cleansing. You have to cleanse the nadis, right, before going to the pranayamas. So that's why. See, again, for Anuloma, Viloma, there is no. Many people even say Anuloma, Viloma, Nadishodhana is same. I'm telling you, both are different. If anybody say both are same, you tell them, no, it is not same. It is different. They are not same. Anuloma Viloma is alternative nostril breathing. There is no holding of breath in Anuloma Viloma. Everybody can do it. And there is no reference of Anuloma Viloma Pranayama in any classical text. It is given in Garanda Samhita, but in Kapalabhati classification. Okay? Okay. Now, let us see what Anuloma Viloma classification technique is given in Garanda Samhita. Say, inhale from left, exhale from right, inhale from right, exhale from left. This is one round. Okay, once again I'm telling, it doesn't mean you are doing this. No, you have to feel when you are breathing. You have to feel each lobe of your lung. You are taking the breath. Okay, each lobe of your lung, how it is breathing, inhaling, exhaling. You have to observe. It's not like you are doing this. No, you have to feel it. You have to be conscious of how the breath is entering, the breath is going, where it is going. It is entering into your lungs. You should make sure the whole lung is filled with the breath when you are inhaling. Okay? The benefits are like cleansing this. Next, Nadishodhana. The difference between Anuloma Viloma and Nadishodhana is holding the breath. But for Nadishodhana, there is a classical reference in both Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garanda Samhita. In yoga, there are very few books which explains in like literature. There are not so many books, very few books. Later on, each sage or each guru written by different books by themselves, but actually in the literature there are very few books. Okay, Nadishodhana. What it is given in Nadishodhana? Inhale from left, hold the breath, exhale from right, inhale from right, hold the breath, exhale from left. But here you have to remember there is ratio given in Nadi Shodhana. It is not like you can breathe however you wish. No, there is a ratio. This is the easiest way I have written how to start with. For the beginners, you do inhale, hold and exhale. I just given 3, 3, 3. It's up to you. If you can breathe for 12, you do 12. Just example, I am giving it here. Your inhalation, holding, exhalation should be in the same ratio. Okay? In the second one, what you have to do is, it is not like in one day it happens. Like, no, this is very continuous practice. You do for few days. Once you get perfection, but still you do for few days, then go to the second stage. Increase the holding, double the holding, inhalation, exhalation will be same. Then exhalation and holding will be same, inhalation will be 1. Okay? Last one is 1:4 ratio. This is the main ratio. How you have to do? Inhale for 1, like example X, and hold for 4 times of your inhalation, exhale for twice of your inhalation. See, this is what mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, even in Garana Samhita also. See, beginning, you have to inhale for 12, hold for 48, exhale for 24. Again, it is not like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not like that. Deep breathing, conscious breathing, focusing on that. Exhaling also very slow, it's not like fast. Then 16, 64, 32. Then 20, 80, 40. Okay? Yeah. Now, what happens when you do Nadi Shodhana? What happens when you do Nadi Shodhana? What is the benefit? In Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garana Samhita, very nicely they mention, even the persons, they glow. Why they don't glow? So the word itself, Nadi, Shodhana, purification. When your nadis are cleansed internally, internal purification is done, obviously you can see the glow in the face. Okay. These are the pranayama according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garana Samhita mentioned. Let us go into the Surya Vedana. Let us quickly finish it off how it is related with doshas, which is very important, because whenever you are here or whenever you are practicing with Ayurvedic principles and taking Ayurvedic treatments, you will balance the doshas. But when you go back to the home, how will you balance your doshas? Anyway, now you will get to know which type of constitution your body is, right? All of you know the constitution of your bodies, right? Which constitution, like which is your body? Vata, Pitta, Kapha, among that, which is your body is? You know it, right? So which is imbalanced in you also, you might have known. So now, how to balance which dosha to be balanced by which pranayama. Let us see. Like which pranayama balances which particular dosha. I'll finish off quickly. If you have any doubts, you let me know at the end. Surya Vedana. Okay. Again, technique. I'll only explain you how the technique is mentioned and what the dosha. I'm not going in depth again. See, Surya Vedana technique mentioned in both Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garana Samhita is, you inhale from right, hold the breath, Kumbhaka, exhale from left. This is the actual technique mentioned. Inhale from right, hold, exhale. But later on, if you want to do the variation, inhale, exhale only from right is also fine. But the actual classic technique is inhale from right, hold, exhale from left. Okay. Now, what is the benefit of this? Kapala Shodhanam, Vata Doshagnam, Krimi Dosha means it balances your Vata. Whoever are imbalanced with Vata, do this Surya Vedana. And you know, Punaha Punaha Ridam Karyam Surya Vedanam Uttamam. Among all pranayama, Surya Vedana is the best. Among all pranayamas, it is given in Hatha Yoga Pradipika and Garana Samhita. Among all pranayamas, Surya Vedana is the best. And here again they say that Jara Mrityu Nivarayet, means it delays your old age and death. Do you agree with this? It delays your old age and death. It doesn't mean that if you have to survive for 80 years, you will survive for 100. No. The whatever lifespan you are surviving, you will survive healthy. Okay, these are benefits. Again, I'm mainly focusing, as because of time constraint, I'll explain you only the technique and which dosha it is related. Shitali pranayam. Whoever cannot do Shitali, they'll do Shitkari. Now, Shitali, how do you do? According to the classical text, you fold the tongue, inhale from the tongue, hold the breath, exhale from nose. Okay, fine. The variation is without holding, inhale, exhale. Inhale from nose, inhale from mouth, exhale from nose. What is the benefit? Kapha pittancha naiva tasya prajayate. Ajirnam, if somebody are having indigestion. Kapha and pitta both. Imbalance of kapha and pitta, you go for Shitali Shitkari. And especially people who are having any skin related issues, even the psoriasis. There was a part of research where the psoriatic patients were given Shitali Shitkari pranayama, and there are other protocol, other pranayamas and yogic practices include. But even though we can see a lot difference, even in why I'm explaining you psoriasis, people think that psoriasis is not curable. That's why I'm mentioning especially psoriasis. It is very good in case of psoriasis. Any skin issues, you do Shitali Shitkari. According to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gulma Plihadika and Rogan Kafam Pittam Kshudakrishnan, this one, see, in this I want to focus on Pitta imbalance, and it will balance your hunger and thirst. Okay? Hunger, how does it balances hunger and thirst? You tell me. As I explained you the brainstem, all those things, now you should be able to understand this, how it balances your hunger and thirst. Have you ever thought in the olden days, our rishis, sages, like these all sayings, how did they meditate for months and years together without having food? If we don't eat for 2 days, we cannot survive, right? Then how did they survive? The main thing is they did because they were able to hold because of the correct practice of pranayama. Again, the physiology is different. How you control your hunger and thirst, the physiology, it is very different. How you are controlling your hunger and thirst. It is been controlled by hypothalamus. Okay? The hypothalamus which sends the signal for your hunger and thirst. Through that, it is being controlled. See, again here, even poison can be destroyed by Shitali. It means the digestive, as it was given here, it increases your digestive fire, gastric fire increases. It means your digestive fire increases in such a way that even if you eat stone, it can digest. That is the sense what they are telling. Okay? It is good for halitosis, bad breath, high blood pressure. There are different things. I am mainly focusing only on the doshas and the technique. Okay. Shitkari, people who cannot fold the tongue, they can do joining the teeth. The technique is the same. Join the teeth, hold and exhale. Who cannot do holding, they can do with the variation of inhale, exhale. But classical book gave inhale, hold and exhale. This one, same. Hunger and thirst, sleep. Next and laziness. Who feel lethargic? Do this. His body becomes free from all diseases. Okay, coming to this Bastrika, I want to focus on this Bastrika mainly. This is very, very, very important. Bastrika, it is having spiritual benefit also. It awakens Kundalini. I want to explain this Bastrika. Okay, please pass on the mic quickly. Anybody want to tell the technique of Bastrika? As many of you practiced, tell me the technique of Bastrika, please.
Forceful inhalation and exhalation from the chest.
Okay, still? Okay, then anybody else? Can you please quickly pass on the mic? There is so much to cover still. Tell me, like, what is the technique of Bastrika? Yeah, can you please tell me the technique of Bastrika? Are you passing on the mic or can I continue? Yeah, please. Okay. Nobody, you have not practiced Bastrika till now? You haven't heard about Bastrika also? The bellows of the breath? No? Nobody?
Is it exhaling the air, like whatever we breathe, exhaling forcefully?
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Is
So, yeah, please tell me.
it is raising the hand and stretching the palm and fingers above the head and inhaling, and coming down, you exhale it forcefully.
Okay. Still anybody want to answer? Anybody? Shivani, you want to answer? Anybody, please pass on the mic. Quickly, Bastrika. Anybody want to tell the technique of Bastrika?
So, according to the text, forcefully inhale, forcefully exhale in a rhythmic manner.
Fine. Okay, fine. According to that, see, Bastrika, first, one thing I want to clear here is, when you do Bastrika, the hands. I don't say it is wrong, but to make it effectively practice, like to get habituated to breathe through using of hands. But this actually started by Art of Living. But later on, once you get perfection of inhalation and exhalation, I suggest you not to move the hand. The reason is pranayama is the static one. You gain energy. You don't lose the energy, right? When you move the hand, see, if I move my mobile from here to, I lose the energy, right? if you need to gain energy, no, you need to be effectively doing inhale, like you do the use of hands, but later on, once you get perfection, do it without using of hands. Again, remember how many times Bhastrika have to be done. Many people say that do it 50 times, 100 times. No, you have to when to stop. This is complete misconception. Please be aware of this. Never do 30, 40, 50 times. The number of times to do Bhastrika is until you start feeling dizzy. Until you start feeling dizzy. This is given in classical book. You should not do 20, 30, 40. No, that is misconception. Do it until you start feeling dizzy. And main thing, after doing Bhastrika, do Surya Bedana. This is given in classical book. Generally, you do Bhastrika, you stop. That's why many people do Bhastrika and all those things, but they get the health issues. As we started, we have seen wrong pranayama, the practice of Ayukta Abhyasena Sarvaroga Samudgamaha. You get all the health issues. Bhastrika, if you are not doing in the wrong way, you will get diseases. After doing Bhastrika, once you start feeling dizzy, without opening your eyes, start doing Surya Bedana. It is given in classical book how to do it. Immediately do Surya Bedana. The air should be drawn in through right nostril and then exhale from left. Remember, after doing Bhastrika, inhale from right, exhale from left till when you have to do it, until you reduce your dizziness. Okay? What is the benefit? It is for all the three doshas, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. But if you do in the wrong way, you will get so many health issues also. That's why many places they don't teach Bhastrika. Spiritually, it awakens the Kundalini. And there are many other benefits as well. Brahmari, as you all know, classical, you inhale and while exhaling, you make the sound, right? But according to classical book, inhalation also sound is there. You have to produce the sound even during inhalation also. Vege the dosham, purakam, bringanadam. Inhaling also you make the sound. Exhalation also you make the sound. That is given in classical book. Same benefits are like it reduces stress and soothes the nervous system. And coming to the Ujjayi pranayam, the technique, again here Ujjayi pranayam, people contract your throat and inhale, and even though whoever are holding, they exhale. But classical technique is inhale, contracting your throat, hold your breath, exhale from left nostril. Remember, exhalation should be done from your left nostril, not both the nostrils. Contract your throat, hold the breath, exhale only from your left nostril. Okay? And coming to the benefits, there are different benefits again. Nadi, even Sapta Dhatus, any imbalances in Sapta Dhatus also will be balanced. And it can be done any walking, sitting, all these things. Okay. Even this is having very good benefits, constipation, indigestion, even arthritis also, tuberculosis. And you can ask me how it is related to arthritis. There is a physiology behind it. I can explain you in the later. Okay. The references are Hatha Yoga Pratipika, Garanda Samhita and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. There are many researches done on pranayama, how pranayama affects on any health issues. Many research studies are done. Okay, fine. Anybody want to ask any questions? Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain Bhastrika, ma'am? Like, is it like forcefully you have to inhale and also forcefully exhale?
Sure. Okay, I'll explain the Bhastrika technique at the end. Let me cover all the questions and then I'll come to the Bhastrika, because here I want to tell you that in Bhastrika pranayam, whenever you are doing, nobody asked me question. Okay, let me see. Anybody will ask that question. Pass on the mic. I'll explain you at the end. Okay? Yeah. Please tell me the next question.
Yeah, it has been mentioned that in Sitali pranayam, those who are having low blood pressure, they should not perhaps be doing, or there should be caution. So that is one thing. And secondly, you said that in Bhastrika, you repeat it till there is a dizziness.
Yeah.
Now, that your body will tell how much you can take, but with continuous practice, that capacity will build, right? So, can it be linked to time?
Okay.
Or it should not?
Okay, fine. So both of your questions are related to Bhastrika. I'll clear it. Any other questions, or can I go into Bhastrika? Okay, fine. Let me talk about Bhastrika. Very good question. But you know what? Why do you feel dizzy? Even though you become very good practitioner, you become very big yogi, but still at some point you start feeling dizzy. Why, you know? How do you, let me tell the technique, so that it means I'll answer the first question and then let me go to the time duration. Okay. First, how to do Bhastrika. Inhale deeply, exhale completely. How much time? Until you start feeling dizzy. I can do 3 to 4, but few people can do 10 to 20, some people can do 30, 40. Okay, it depends. So once you start feeling dizzy, immediately close your left nostril, inhale, exhale from right, or inhale from right, close, exhale from left. Inhale from right, close, exhale from left. Until you reduce your dizziness. This is the technique. Okay, am I clear or should I explain again? Please, can you pass on mic to her? Did you get, are you clear with the technique? Just you can send, show me the thumbs if you understood the technique. Okay, cool. Fine. Now coming to the second. Your question, why by continuous practice we will get perfection in the pranayama of Bhastrika? Then why do we feel dizzy? Is your question, right?
Yeah.
Right? This is your question. Yeah, good. But irrespective of your perfection, you feel dizzy because it is related to your physiology. In the beginning, I explained you we are having respiratory centers in medulla and like in brainstem, pons. I told you that there is respiratory centers. Once you exhale, after some time, it send a signal that you have to inhale, right? Now, what you are doing forcefully, you are inhaling and exhaling quickly. So, what it is happening, you are not giving enough time for that to pass on the signal. It means your baroreceptors, respiratory centers are getting imbalanced. That's why, based on each person's capacity, I may get within 3 rounds, other person may get in 20, other person may get in 30, 40. So, as per your question, it may increase. Like if I'm able to do 3, I may be able to do 5, 10, 20. But after some point, you will feel dizzy because it is related to your physiology, your respiratory centers, because it will get confused. It is not sending signals. The breathing is going on. That's why you start feeling dizzy, irrespective of how good practitioner you do 100, 200 years. Like no matter your big guru also, because it is related to you. Because even though the guru, they are having the physical anatomical body, right? Physiology, it happens inside, no? But you will have the physiology of the midbrain, right? And the brain stem. So that's how it happens. That's why you feel dizzy irrespective of that. But yeah, the limit increases. Because for me, even though Bhastrika, for me, I cannot do many rounds. I do only 5 to 6 irrespective of how much I practice. Because my brain is like, it cannot. My baroreceptors get imbalanced. Others I can do. Like I can breathe 20, hold for 80, exhale for 40 for 5 to 6 rounds, not more than that. But when it comes to Bhastrika, I can do only 3 to 4. That's why I stop very quickly because I feel dizzy. That it depends based on your physiological functioning of your body. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, second question. Yeah, please. Yeah.
How many rounds one should do that? That is
Yeah,
question one.
Okay. How many number of times? Yeah, please.
Secondly, this Surya Vedan pranayam followed by Surya Vedan should be followed done after the Bhastrika, right?
Correct.
That is what you prescribed. So, like the people who are having more pitta, heightened pitta and heightened vata, is it okay for them to do this too?
Yeah, good. Okay. First of all, your question should come like, why I have to do Surya Vedana, why not Chandra Vedana? That should be your first question, everybody. You should get in your mind. Why she's saying do Surya Vedana, why not Chandra Vedana? Like in classical book, why it is mentioned Surya Vedana? See, now we are having the scientists, but our saints, rishis are the old scientists and big, very good scientists. Because, see, Bhastrika, what it is happening? You just rub your palms and check. Your heat is generated in between your palms. You check. Intense heat is generated in Bhastrika, right? So when intense heat is generated in Bhastrika, I should say do Chandra Vedana to cool down. Why am I telling Surya Vedana? Why it is mentioned in the book to do Surya Vedana?
It will create sudden effect to.
Correct. See, always extremities is not good. It is not recommended, right? I am not creating normal heat. It is intense heat is generated. That's why for asthmatic people, instead of sprays, we give Bhastrika because it vasodilates. Completely, your bronchioles get dilated, right? So from that extreme heat, you cannot come directly to the normal temperature. That's why we do Surya Vedana. Then we come to normal. Now, second question comes, why do we feel dizzy? Right? I told you that your respiratory center baroreceptors are getting imbalanced, you start feeling dizzy. So now, when you are doing Surya Vedana, that baroreceptors are also getting into the balanced form because you are breathing slowly. Surya Vedana, you don't do. I'm not asking you to do like that. I'm asking you to do deep breathing. During that time, the baroreceptors or the respiratory centers which got imbalanced will come back to its place. It will fall back in its place, and then your dizziness reduces. Meanwhile, your temperature also will come back into the normal position. You stop the Bastrika. Okay. Now, second question is, Vata Pitta people, can they do Surya Vedana? Okay. Fine. Good
How
question.
many
Yeah,
minutes
please. How many
should
times?
we-
Yeah, how many times? See, for actually any pranayama, how many times it can be done? Any answer? Okay, let me answer. 21 times is the best number of times to do any pranayama. There is a significance why to do 21 times. If you want, you can think, or else I'll explain if we are having time. Let me finish off this quickly. So, Vata and Pitta, can we do Surya Vedana? Especially the Pitta or high blood pressure, they do Surya Vedana. See, always remember, I have a client who is having asthma, hypertension, like I told going to explain about some clients, hypertension, kidney failure, arthritis, whatnot, everything, diabetes. Then what? For asthma, you will give Bastrika, but she's having high blood hypertension also. Then, so always remember, in yoga, it is, especially when you speak personalized, like therapeutic one, it is always customized, changes from person to person. What it is good for me may not be good for you. So always based on your constitution of the body, based on the root cause, your protocol should be given. It's not like it is common for everybody. Okay. So if I'm giving, if somebody are having, example, quickly I'll tell you, if somebody are having asthma, but they got cold. Okay. Example, if I'm giving them Shitali, sorry, if somebody are having high blood pressure and they got cold, I am giving them Surya Vedana. Okay. But whatever they do, Chandra Vedana or Shitali Shitkar, increase more number of rounds so that you will balance. Always based on the constitution of the body, the root cause. Why did they get that particular health issue? Example, people get diabetes. Don't deal on diabetes. See the root cause. They may be obese. There are many other things. There may be genetical. There are so many things. You look into it, look the root cause, and then deal with that. Okay? Yeah.
Tejashvi, yeah,
Yes, sir.
we have to actually wrap up because the classes
Yeah.
are after this.
Sure,
But
sure,
we will
sure,
take
sir.
up this link from this talk to the next
Okay.
topic. And the person definitely who is asking questions, I request him also, please join her next session so we can go more deep into the perfect, exact condition we are talking about and more medical side of it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you
use the
all can note down the questions, whatever you are having. In the next talk, I'll clear them off. Okay, you can join in the Zoom anyhow. Wherever you are, even you leave the Eva can go back to your home also. Note down the questions, log in through the Zoom, and you ask me the questions. In between, if you get any doubts also, you just note it down. You let me know once you come back in the next session. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, one and all.